Hi guys, it's OB Keeng once again in the house with another video for you guys. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking something is different about OB Keeng today. You're thinking I'm looking fly, I'm looking dapper, like I'm looking very unique. And that's because today I was very specially styled by a very special guest, and I'm going to introduce him in just 1 second. But first, I want to ask you to please like and subscribe and click on that notification bell so that you'll be informed whenever I post a new video. Now, as you know, on this channel, I usually talk about social issues and give social commentary, and a lot of social issues in Nigeria are very challenging. But we have people in Nigeria that, despite the challenges that we face, they are building their brand and they are very successful. And I have one of them here with me. He's a success story and he's going to share the secrets of his success with us. And he goes by the name of Azubuike Charles Omeihe. He is the founder and owner of SOSO Africa and SOSO Clothing. Mr. Omeihe, we're very happy to have you here on the channel today.
Thank you very much. Thank you for inviting me here.
I hope that I was able to do justice in introducing you. I'm just going to ask you to introduce yourself, so that you can do more justice.
Okay, my name is Omeihe, that's my surname, Omeihe Charles Azubuike. My friends call me Azu. Then most people call me SOSO. Yeah. I'm a Lagos boy who moved to Abuja. And I've been here ever since then.
What does your brand create?
The brand name SOSO is a name that has existed for a couple of years now. We create not just kaftans, we create masterpiece kaftans. Shirts like the one he's wearing a social piece. We create shirts, we make we make shirts, we make pants, we make suits in Lagos, and we're venturing into other accessories like cufflinks, purses, belts, all accessories that are involved in fashion. So in the nearest future, probably we'll be entering almost everything that involves fashion.
Right. So you make clothing for a male clientele specifically?
Yes, our major targets are men, the masculine genders is who we focus mostly on. We have a lot of females who are always asking us we should do one or two things for them, but we always tell them probably in the future. But for now, we are mostly focused on the masculine gender. We love to create a beautiful piece that actually fits the body of a man.
So I'm going to ask, how did this all start? Where did the idea for SOSO Clothing come from?
Well, you have to sit tight because it's actually a long story. But I don't plan to tell you a very long story today. I probably have to I'll give the summary of everything. So I was born January 21, 1988 in Lagos, Surulere. And I've lived there all my life. I schooled in University of Lagos. I'm from a family of 5 kids, 4 siblings, 3 boys and 2 girls. I'm number 4. And we all are into fashion. Even my mom was also a fashion person. Growing up, she had a machine in the house where she used to do 1 or 2 things. But she's a teacher. She was a teacher growing up before she became a VP. Now she's retired. So we always had that fashion thing in us. My brother started it. My brother was into fashion. All my brothers were into fashion before they left it and focused on something else. But I chose to carry it to the next level. I schooled at the University of Lagos. While I was in school, I was making shirts for my classmates. I always have tailors and everything that always make shirts. So all I need to do is just make sure I create a very lovely piece for every person that actually wants something. So it's always been something I've always been into. Before I moved to Abuja as a copper, I came to serve here in the year 2011. And ever since then, I've chosen to stay back in Abuja because I saw a different market. I saw a different society. And I felt probably I could make a difference in this particular city. So I started the SOSO Clothing brand here in Abuja in the year 2016, 2017. We actually took it seriously and said, okay, let me make a difference with what I have always learned. I started it fully in the years 26 and 17. And ever since then, it's been challenging. But, in business, you have to keep pushing. You have to know what you're doing. If you channel your mind, you want to do something, you have to see it through to the end. So it's all about consistency and having the right people around you, friends, family. Because starting the business is the biggest, your biggest supporters are your family and your friends before you think of having so many other clients out there. So when you're starting a business in Nigeria here, you need a lot of encouragement. If you're not encouraged, then probably you would have so many doubts. So I would advise that at the beginning of every stage, you must always try have a lot of encouragement when you're starting a business. Avoid every doubt. Avoid any second voice that tells you to stop. Because for you to move to the next level, you must be encouraged. Then while you have grown, you can now take criticism.
Okay, so are you saying that your family was supportive of you entering into this venture?
Well, my family just want you to be successful. They just want you to do well, as long as you're doing the right things. Because my family is always bent on building a good name. A good name. They tell you all the time, a good name is more than money. No matter how much you have, once you have a good name, you have everything. So as long as you're doing something legitimate and you're doing it well, you have their support. So my family are my major supporters. My friends, I had a lot of good friends around me who pushed me and always told me that I can do it. So I kept pushing, and where I am today, I'm grateful to them. I'm grateful to God too.
In these times of doubt, when you're facing these challenges, what keeps you going?
One of the things I would say is there's this quote I always see online. It just said, happiness always comes from within. Happiness comes from within, and nobody can make you happy. Neither would anybody push you to do anything. It's all you. Everything is all dependent on you. To succeed is you. Every single thing. In business, whether you're selling toothpick, you're selling pure water, you're selling biro, it all depends on you. It doesn't matter how good the product is, it's you. If you're willing to push it and push it to the extreme, you will get there. And you're willing not to give up, you will get there. So I would say it all depends on the person who is about to push the thing. Is he willing to go all the way? No matter how bad the things are, no matter how bad the country gets. Are you willing to go down that road? Are you willing to go the extreme mile? It all depends on you. So everybody has to always check themselves first before thinking of going into anything, because there'll be voices. There'll be people who will say things. There'll be a lot of criticism. When you hear people say things, you're not good enough, your stuff is shit. You hear a lot of voices. Are you going to quit? Or are you going to stay and fight? Are you going to stay and keep moving? It all depends on you and the kind of person you are.
That brings me to my next question. What specific challenges did you face? You just talked about people saying, you don't like what you're putting out then. So what are the specific challenges in your industry that you faced coming up?
Right now or at the beginning point?
At the beginning point, when you were starting out.
Okay, moving to a different city, first of all, moving to Abuja. The first challenge you have when you're starting a business is, especially the fashion business, is probably getting the best hands. A city that you're not familiar with, you just came in here. So getting the best hands is not that easy. So you yourself needs to become the best for you to be able to recruit the best. You need to learn the traits. So starting at that time, I had a lot of tailors work for me, and they were not so good, but I was training them. They were with me for years, and I kept teaching them. When clients bring stuff that time, there were a lot of issues and stuff, but I never gave up on them because I knew something in them that they could get it. So along the line, they kept failing, and you have a lot of things where clients come and they complain. They tell you, okay, this thing is not your field. Go and get a job. You graduate this and that. It always happened, and I always worked on that. I took it like a fuel to make sure they get it. So in every failure, in everything that there's a mistake, I always make sure it never happens again. I always make sure I correct it. I always make sure everybody learns to the best. So I had a lot of challenges, but I was able to scale through by willing to work with failure. That's how I was able to actually thrive.
So when you started out, how many people were you employing? Where did you start out?
Well, when I started, I first had only one tailor. I had one tailor who was doing everything, and I was also working with him. We were creating together. Well, there was now need because when you have friends who are supporting you, you keep doing, and there will be also a need where you need more hands. So we started from one and myself, then getting another tailor. It started from one tailor. I first bought my first machine, got one tailor, got another tailor, we kept growing small. We all started from behind my house. I was living in Mabuchi at that time in a 1-bedroom duplex. So I converted the back of my house to a workshop. That was where we all started from. That was where the SOSO brand started from. Then I converted my sitting room. I'm a bachelor. So I converted my sitting room. I said, what was the use for my sitting room now when I can use it to do business? So I converted my sitting room to the reception where I can actually take orders, where clients can come and sit comfortably and everything. So that was what I did growing. So as I kept doing it, then I started branding. I kept moving, and I knew that there was need for growth. The work was getting so much, so I had to go get somewhere else where my people can work from. So that was how I started growing. Now I'm at the heart of Wusetu.
Okay, was it difficult getting your first customers when you started out?
Well, my first clients it wasn't really difficult because my major strength is being able to speak to people. I'm a likable person, and I'm able to speak to people, to convince people. So people who surrounded me always wanted to support me one way or the other. So I had friends who always wanted to say, okay, let me try you with this outfit. Let me see what you can do. That was how I kept growing. And as I did that one, probably he will refer his friend. The next thing he will refer another friend. It was a chain of network where a friend refers his friend, or the outfit speaks for itself. Most times when you create a very good outfit and he wears it, he doesn't need to speak so much. Probably someone will walk up to him and say, I love what you're wearing. Please, can you give me who made it for you? That was how I was able to grow. I kept growing that way, and I'm still growing to today.
That brings me to my next question. What is the creative process that goes into the SOSO brand? How are you able to stand out from others in a saturated market?
Well, I would say I work with everything I see wherever I go to. My mind is different. Every little thing I see, even from movies, from musical videos, from nature, everything I see, I picture it. I say, hey, I can do this. I've created a lot of outfits based on what I've seen out there, what I've pictured in my mind, or hey, I can convert this into an outfit. So that's the creative mind. I always think beyond the norm. I think beyond the norm. I don't want to create the same thing every other person is creating. I want to create something different from the rest of the designers out there. That's why you see, if you look at my collection, most everything I create is different. It's not the regular. It's always different. Every little thing is different. So it's mostly coming together with my team. We're like a family in SOSO. Everyone who works there, even the tailors, we're like a team. My second biggest strength is knowing how to lead. On every piece that's created, I'm involved. I work with my tailors hand in hand. I don't try to form superior. I'm a boss. No. I try to work with them from scratch. We laugh together, we play together, we eat together, we do everything together. I try to work with them from scratch and give them that confidence that we can actually do things beyond what we see out there. So yes, that's how we've been doing things, man.
Okay. My next question is regarding excellence. Like how you're able to keep such a high standard despite many of the challenges around us. A lot of tailors are just satisfied with just giving a plain product to their clients, but you always want to give something extra. So what motivates you to keep that standard of excellence that you keep?
Well, I would say it's all about the brand. People will say the brand shows who you actually are. If you make an outfit with your brand name on it and it's not looking good, it shows that the owner of the brand is not a well put together person. So I try to make every outfit that has the brand name SOSO to stand out, to make sure we get the level of perfection. We're not perfect, but we can get that perfection. So the target is be perfect. Mm-hmm. So we say, there's always a saying that say, aim for the stars. When you aim for the stars, even if you don't get the stars, you land in the clouds. At least you get up there. So we aim for perfection. And we probably may not get there, but we will almost get there. So that's what we do.
Okay. Next question I have for you is regarding inspiration. Because I saw your billboard in Guse 2. And when I saw them for the first time, I was like, wow, you really reached the echelon. Because the center of Abuja, and you are one of the most prominent, stylists here in Abuja. Did you ever believe that you would get to this level when you started out?
It's all about dreams. You have to always have dreams when you want to do anything big. You have to have dreams. Yeah, we never picture all this, but we always have dreams that we can get there. You have to have hope and believe. You believe in what you do. You just have to keep pushing. And we're still pushing. We've not gotten to where we need to get to, but we're still pushing. So every CEO has a dream. They have a target. They have what they actually want to, where they plan to see themselves in the next 10 years, 20 years. I don't just want to make clothes. I want to build a brand where that's never forgotten. A brand name that's never forgotten. A brand name that sticks in everybody's mind. That everybody knows, hey, SOSO, badass. That's the same way everybody remembers Gucci, Versace. They have lived their time and everybody, it's all about building a brand name. Fashion comes and go. Like, there are times where we make slim pants. There are times where fashion comes and go. There was a time when baggy was raining. Yeah. And there was a time when they were skinnies. Now, boot cut is coming back. They call it bell bottoms. It's coming back to fashion. You know that?
I was not aware.
Everything, it comes back. Everything comes back. Fashion revolves. Something that goes will probably come back in the next few years or a couple of years. So now what keeps you afloat is the brand name. It doesn't come to you as a shock. You can always use your brand name to always get it back. So building that brand name is the most important thing I would advise everyone to actually focus on. Build a brand. That brand is going to move you from where you see yourself to where you actually need to be. Brand name is the most important thing everybody needs.
Speaking of where you need to be, what's your vision for SOSO Africa in the next 5 years? How do you see SOSO becoming?
For every piece that carries the name SOSO, to create value and also inspire the next generation. That's the vision of SOSO.
And I'm sure the next generation is watching this video, seeing your success and thinking to themselves, can I reach this level? So I want you to give them some tips for them to stand out. Like, what do they need to do in this current market? What do they need to do to get to that level that they'll be recognized and respected like you?
Well, it's not the same. We're born in the 80s. Nowadays, things are speed of light. Everything, social media, So I would say stick to what you know. Don't just dabble into things you don't know about. So many things come up every day. Different things, Bitcoin, this one, that one. Stick to what you know. Stick to your strengths. Stick to your strength and push it through. Never give up, because a lot of people dabble into a lot of things. You may be doing one thing and it's probably slow. Success is slow. It's not fast. Nothing is fast. Success is slow. You may be doing one thing and probably you've not seen the end results. And the next thing, you see a friend who's doing something and he has succeeded, and you want to leave this thing and dabble into this thing. It becomes a problem. Probably it shows that you're not consistent. And when you dabble into this, it may not work for you. So you keep jumping from one train to another. So if you have one thing, stick to it. Keep pushing it. One day you'll definitely succeed. Don't stop. Just be consistent. Consistency is very, very key. Have a drive. Have a dream. Stay focused. You'll get it.
So now I want to bring it to our Nigerian context, our African context. Are there any policies right now that are affecting your brand negatively? Can you speak on them?
Well, I don't know.
Or maybe I should rephrase it and say, what policies do you think the government should put in place, to enable stylists like you to be greater? Because if you are greater, Nigeria will be greater.
Yeah, yes. True. First thing, I would love the major thing where every Nigerian complains about is the dollar. I won't lie to you. It affects every goddamn thing. Every single thing we do, dollar affects it. Most of our textiles, we import them. I import my textiles from Turkey, from Dubai, and the dollar affects us a lot, a whole lot. So if we actually have a textile company in Nigeria, it would be lovely. If the government were to be looking to the textile industry and see, okay, how we can manufacture textiles in Nigeria where we don't have to import every single thing we do. It's a big plus to the country. Every single thing we wear is imported. Even the outfits we make, you may say it's made in Nigeria, but every little thing is imported. The buttons are imported. The zips are imported. Everything is imported. So imagine if we're manufacturing all these things in Nigeria, how far we would have gone. We'll probably be one of the best fashion countries in the world. Yeah, so I think the government should look into it, look into the textile industry, look into the forex, the dollars, look into the light situation of the country, because that's a big thing. It's a serious headache. See where you have to run generator 24 hours. It affects a lot of production. It affects a lot of small businesses. It affects a lot of companies itself. So yeah, these are the challenges we actually face and the policies we actually want the government to actually work on.
How high level are the clientele that you get in SOSO Africa?
Well, the brand is out there. It attracts people, of course, and also I am a socialite. I get to meet people every day. So I have a very good clientele, friends, families, and people who actually love the brand. So I can't really speak about my clientele, but I know anyone who knows the brand will actually see what we're putting together. See that we work with celebrities like Kid Wire, we worked with Jeff Banks, we worked with Gideon, and so many others. So I can't really speak so much about my clientele, but I would say that we're getting there. Hopefully we're aiming for the stars.
So for that young person that is trying to start out in whatever field, it doesn't have to be clothing, whatever field they are, I myself, they're starting out in podcasting, making videos. Do you have any advice for them, for the long haul?
Well, I would say for the young people who are out there who want to start whatever business you want to start, I would say start small. Understand whatever you're doing. Your biggest supporters are your family and friends. Those are your biggest supporters. You should avoid every naysayer, every doubter. You should avoid it because encouragement is everything when you want to start. Encouragement is everything when you want to start. And also start small, be consistent. Be consistent and have big dreams. Think big, dream big. And I'm very sure when you dream big, you actually achieve those things you need to achieve. It's not about going to school. The mistake most of us make in Nigeria is we just go to school and think, hey, we've learned the best education. It's how you actually open up your mind.
Yeah, a lot of people just go for the certificate.
Yeah, and the certificate is just there.
Yeah.
It's just there. Now, it's not all about, are you willing to open up your mind? Are you willing to learn beyond what you're actually doing? So when I go on YouTube, I just research things that actually affect me, affect my life, affect my business. And I research it and I learn and I see that people have done what I'm doing. So why don't I just watch and see how did they do these things? How did they make these things better? How can I make mine better? So most times I check all foreign brands. I check Gucci, Versace, Louis Vuitton, Mike Amory. I sent it to you too. I check all these people and I see here, how did they do it in all these years? How were they consistent? How did the brand grow from where it is, where it used to be, and to where it is now to be a global brand? Fashion is very competitive in Nigeria. There are a billion tailors out there. So what makes you stand out? What makes you stand out is your brand. How are you pushing your brand? Because now most people want to wear a brand. They just don't want to wear any other kaftan or any other shirt. They want to wear a brand. Some people will go to a store and look for Gucci, look for Versace, and say, I'm looking for a Gucci shirt, I'm looking for a Gucci shoe. Same way we want that to look for a SOSO shirt, a SOSO shoe, a SOSO kaftan. It's all about the brand. It's not just creating a product. It's not about the product. No. People don't just go and look for the product. They look for mostly people go for a name. What water do you drink? You drink Nestle water most times. Yeah. Why do you drink Nestle water?
Well, it seems safe to me because I've seen it a lot of the time.
No,
I've seen
it's
it
the brand.
advertised.
It's strictly the brand. Why don't you drink the one without the name?
Yeah, it doesn't seem safe.
No, so well, that's the brand. It's all about the brand. You're drinking the brand and not just drinking the water. The brand has made you feel safe.
Yes, I never thought of it like that.
The brand has made you feel safe. That's why you're drinking Nestle or Swan or ever. The brand has made you feel safe. You can imagine they take off the brand logo on the bottle and start selling it. Would you buy it? You won't, because you don't trust it. But once you see the brand name on it, you trust it. So it's all about the brand. For everything, it's all about the brand. Even for clothing, it's all about the brand. I mean, see so many people that just want to, hey, go meet a roadside tailor to make the outfit. Tomorrow they come and complain, the tailor did this to me, he did that to me, he did this to me. Well, it's your risk. So you always go for a brand that is reputable, that would always give you the worth of your money and always take care of you. It's all about taking care of the client and making them feel happy, making them feel good.
Okay, a question popped into my head.
Okay.
When you were talking about your employees.
Okay.
How you guys are a family.
Yeah.
Do you have a vision for them too? Like where they'll be in a couple of years? What's your vision for your staff?
Well, I speak to them almost every day, and I tell them I want them to be grown men because I have a lot of young boys who work for me, and I always tell them that in the next 10 years, I need to be very proud of them. In the next 5 years, even next year, I want to be very proud of them. I want to see them and I say, I'm proud of you, because I know most of them, they came from different backgrounds. All of them. Nobody came from the same background. They all came from different backgrounds. And one of my criteria for recruiting a staff is not how good you are, it's how good you want to be. How good you want to be is how I actually pick my staff. If I see the drive that you're willing to learn and you're willing to grow, I'll take you. You learn, you become better. Most of my tailors, if you check them out, even the ones that have left, they are the best of whatever they do.
They are doing very well for themselves.
Everybody doing great, because I don't just recruit the best. I make them the best because I became very good at what I do by learning every single thing. So whenever I get somebody who works for me, I try to impact them one way or the other to make them better than what they used to be. And they learn good things. I don't just teach them making of clothes. I teach them how to actually love. How to actually love each other. Because if you don't know how to love one another, probably you have an environment where there will be war, there will be quarreling, there will be fighting every day. No. Everybody comes, they love each other, and they work together. They work well together. They work as a team. If there's something he doesn't know, this one teaches him easily. So I create an environment that is very conducive.
So it's not just the work environment, it's the learning environment for them.
It's a learning
as
environment.
well.
That's the environment I create for every single staff of mine. It's been a whole hell of a journey, and it's interesting. The journey is interesting. It's not the end goal. The end, yes, we always have an end. We always picture for an end where we want to go to, but the journey is, you're supposed to enjoy the journey. When you look back, you say, wow, it's been a journey from my backyard to the heart of Usetu. It's been a whole journey. And I would advise and I would want everyone to actually enjoy the journey while they do what they do, because when you get old, you look back and see how much effort you have to put. It's something to think about, something to enjoy. It's something to be happy about. Yeah.
Okay. It's not just about pursuing the success, it's enjoying the journey.
Enjoying the journey, yes. Enjoy the journey.
That's very awesome. Thank you for letting us know the process, the vision of your brand, where you expect to go, and inspiring the young ones that are coming up, to be as successful as you. And I myself have learned a lot from this, how to build my brand, think of the brand always,
always.
Not just the money, not just the dollars.
Always, all about the brand.
Thank you so much for joining us on the channel, and we've learned so much from you today. So that's it for the interview. Thank you so much for watching. It's been a very interesting and inspiring one with Mr. Azubuike Charles Omeihe, the founder and owner of SOSO Africa and SOSO Clothing. If you want to look good like me, you just have to visit SOSO Clothing at SOSO Clothing on Instagram and shopsoso.co, the website, and you'll get to see a whole lot of other wares similar to this one with varying styles, and pick the one that suits you. Once again, my name is OB Keeng. It's been very glad to have you. Do like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.